Hello, Mr. Shrivastava. Thank you for giving Businessworld time.
Hello.
My first question is, in the recent contemporary developments, we have seen the launch of Reliance Jio, and with it, several telecom companies are coming up with several schemes to attract customers. How does BSNL feature in all of this, and how do you still plan to remain relevant in the same?
You see, as you know that telecom sector is a very competitive sector, and with the launch of Jio services, it has really increased the level of competitiveness to a new level. And the whole industry takes Jio as a challenge. In fact, we were told that they have come up with a lot of capital expenditure on their network, and the schemes which they are launching is also quite competitive. As you must have noticed that when the Jio launched its services and its schemes, so people were talking about Jio's launch as well as Jio's services, but they were also talking about BSNL services and BSNL launch. So we were quite relevant when the launch of Jio was done, because when they were offering the products to attract the customer, BSNL was also coming up with competitive and matching tariffs. For example, for our landline customer, we are offering landline at only ₹49, where we can we are offering to the customer Sunday unlimited calling to anywhere in the country to any network. During night also, from 9 PM to 7 AM in the morning, customers of our landline can dial any network anywhere in the country absolutely free of cost. So whilst the people were getting, they were talking about Jio products, they were also talking about that BSNL has come up with Plan 49, which offers so much. We are taking the challenge of Jio very seriously. It's really, we have to meet them tariff by tariff, and that's what we are going to do.
And from that line of thought, as you have speaking with the new services that you have launched, it has subsequently culminated into you coming up with operational profits of about 672 crores. Let me congratulate you on that.
Yeah.
So how did this turnaround happen? Because this has happened in the last 7 years. It has never happened. How have you come about this?
Actually, if you look at the operational profit, which is the cash profit, it was going down. So in the year 13-14, it had become into negative. That means BSNL had become cash negative. But in year 14-15, we again came back to operational profit of ₹672 crores of rupees. And this year, which is year 15-16, which has gone by, our operational profit is going to be maybe 3 or 4-fold than 672 crores of rupees. And this is of significance for simple reason that BSNL has huge employee expenses. So like 15,000 crores of rupees goes towards our employee expenses, which is about 50 to 55% of our top line. Coming back to operational profit is of significance, which means that not only we are able to meet our employee expenses to the extent of 15,000 crores of rupees, but we are also able to do all our operational maintenance activities and yet come out with some cash which can be utilized for the further capital expansion. So this is how we have gained from operational profit, and now the company has gone into the revival path, and we are in a position to improve our mobile network, we are in a position to improve our broadband network, and we are also focusing in improving the core network of optical fiber, or as you call it, transmission highways that we are having. We are also improving that.
So Mr. Shrivastava, we have already talked about the people-friendly scheme that you have talked about. What are the ongoing projects with respect to Government of India's initiative and with the buzzword which is Digital India?
See, so before I come to that Digital India part, I would like to add another aspect, the change part in BSNL. You see, BSNL always used to be a technical organization, and with that the transition had to come. There was a thought within our organization originated from our associations and unions and employees themselves, and they came up with a buzzword of service with a smile, which we in short we call SHWAS. So in one stroke our technical organization got converted into service organization, and this service with a smile concept was not management determined thought. It came from below. So that shows the sign of change which BSNL is undertaking at this point of time. Coming back to your question about Digital India, as you know that Honorable Prime Minister has launched Digital India last year. BSNL is playing active part in Digital India. There are few projects given by Government of India to BSNL. So in that, one of the project is BharatNet project, where we are supposed to extend the optical fiber cable right up to the panchayats, and you will be glad to know that we have already extended that cable facility right up to about 60,000 gram panchayats, and we intend to complete to 1 lakh gram panchayat as we close this financial year. So once the optical fiber information highways are set up to gram panchayat, the people will be able to utilize those services. It could be utilized for the good governance. So that was in the BharatNet project that we are in fact contributing on the Digital India part. Apart from that, one another interesting project which we have undertaken is left wing extremist area. There are 10 states in India where this mobile service couldn't reach to the location which were affected by the left wing, red corridor as you call it. Recently, BSNL has completed installation of mobile tower. We were mandated to connect about 2,100 mobile towers. We have completed all those towers, and with those communication facilities that we have created there, the people are changing, the society is changing, and it is also helping the security agency to tackle that problem. So this is how BSNL has contributed. There are various other projects, but these two are main.
So this is the status quo, but the world is moving towards disrupting the status quo. And when I say about that, I am talking about the 4G services which various mobile operators now have launched. Where do you see BSNL stand with respect to 4G services, and how long we will have to wait for BSNL to finally come up with the 4G services?
So to begin with, we can say that we are already providing 4G services, or you can say services which are above 4G. I will come back to that.
Okay.
But from the classical spectrum route, providing 4G services is not what BSNL is looking at, because we do not have 4G spectrum, or you can say that we do not have the right kind of 4G spectrum. For 4G spectrum, you need to have a spectrum in 800, 900, etc. band. We have a 4G spectrum in 2500 megahertz band, which provides only a capacity part, but doesn't provide the coverage part. Having realized that we do not have sufficient spectrum for the 4G, and having also realized that it is not possible at this point of time to buy that kind of 4G spectrum at that market determined rate, we in fact are utilizing what assets we have. You will agree with me that BSNL is only landline and optical fiber operator which is spread across the country, and we are putting up Wi-Fi hotspot connected to those optical fiber cable, and those Wi-Fi hotspots give us data speed and capacity which are more than 4G. So now what we are doing, we are connecting those 4G Wi-Fi hotspot with our mobile network. So when our mobile customer goes to those Wi-Fi hotspot, their data session would seamlessly transfer to the Wi-Fi hotspot. So in fact, my Wi-Fi hotspots are going to act as 4G Wi-Fi hotspot, or not only 4G Wi-Fi hotspot, we call it 4.5G hotspots, because the speed is going to be more than the 4G hotspot which is coming through spectrum by other private operators. So although you can say that we do not have a spectrum, but you can also say that we have huge optical fiber network available with us, and through Wi-Fi technology which works on a free spectrum band, we are giving the 4G services. As on date, we have already completed about 2,700 Wi-Fi hotspot, and in the course of next 2 years, by March 2018, we are going to put up about 40,000 Wi-Fi hotspots.
That's great to hear how technology can be used to turn things around.
Absolutely.
And with that thought of turning things around, where do you see BSNL in the next 5 years from now?
Well, you see, BSNL was formed in year 2000, and it came into mobile business in 2002. By the time it was 2006, BSNL had already become #1 mobile operators. We were already #1 broadband and landline operator. So virtually we were #1 operator in 2006. There was a period from 2006 to 2012, we could not get the sufficient capacity to expand our network, and that was the time when everybody was moving ahead. All private operators were moving ahead. So market moved ahead, whereas we remained there at that level. 2013-14 we could put our act together and we started putting our network, and then the expansion started coming. And as you would notice, if you look at TRAI figures for last about 6 months, out of 6 months, 5 months BSNL stood #1 in rate of growth in the mobile customer. Okay. Each month gross we are giving something like 2 million mobile customer to our network. We are adding that kind of customer base with us. So now the revival path is going on. BSNL, which was going down, has again now turned back. So we have we hope that in next 2 to 3 years, that is by year 18-19, we are going to be net profit also. Oh. We are on a operating profit, but by 18 and 19 you would probably see that BSNL becoming net profitable. And as you have asked, 5 years horizon, in next 2 years after that, I would see that BSNL is going to be one amongst the top 3 operators of India.
That's wonderful. So I would like to end on a note that if you help customers, the customers come out and help you. Thank you, Mr. Shrivastava, for giving Businessworld time. Yep. Thank you so much.